My name's Maya, and I volunteer at Casa de Salud. My service learning site is Casa de Salud, but I volunteer with Cooking Matters. The target population is Spanish adults, most of which are women. We meet on Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. through the end of October, November, and December. Cooking Matters is a program by Share Strength, which helps engage low-income adults in a series of participatory cooking classes. The idea is to empower them to get the most nutrition out of foods on their limited budget. At the at the site, I volunteer as a nutritional assistant. This means I help them with building the foundations for cooking, food safety, and food resource management through adhering to ADA approved nutrition guidelines. The goal is to facilitate confidence and knowledge of food preparation and nutrition to the course participants. So mostly I wait for them to come to me with questions, and I can help them either with what they're cooking or cutting, or answer any questions that they may have. We want to help them develop independence and give them the opportunity to provide the best nourishment to their families. So as the nutritional assistant, I'm expected to become not an expert, but knowledgeable about food and nutrition, which is not a barrier for me too much because that is my major. But it is also very important to keep in mind that they are the experts on their own lives, meaning that I can provide them with all the nutrition education or cooking education, but they are the ones who will know what will work best for them and their families. Realistically, we need to teach them what is actually applicable to their lives. So it's best to encourage the participants to actively consider the changes that can be possible through the opportunities that we provide them, so they can get the most out of their meals. Some other things something that's more of a barrier is that many of them come from socioeconomically poor areas, and a lot of this is due to their immigration status. Casa de Salud itself is it's a health center for immigrants, for Spanish-speaking immigrants who either don't have access to health care, can't get insurance, or otherwise are just unhealthy in general. Since many of them are not registered as citizens of the U.S., they can't receive federal aid or participate in many federally run programs. So Casa de Salud is a very important institution, as it provides them with health services that they otherwise wouldn't be able to receive. The biggest barrier that I think I face when working with them is that they speak Spanish and I don't. I understand a little Spanish, and they sometimes are up to varying a degree. Some of them understand more English than others, but for many of them, their English is very, very limited. So communication itself can be an incredible barrier. Much of the things that we are teaching, besides me, there's the cooking instructor and the class assistant. But much of what we teach is easily demonstrated through physical activity, so we can show them how to cut, how to cook it, what temperature to set it on. But other things, such as answering nutritional questions, can't exactly be explained through physical means. So an example of that would be asking, when one of them asks, what is the carb, or what is a carbohydrate? Obviously, it's a very good question to ask, and it's something that they should know, that we should be able to teach them. But with having a language barrier, it's a hard concept to convey through demonstration. We will be getting a translator, so that will probably help with that barrier greatly. But still, it will be something that we'll have to deal with, as there are 12 participants and one translator. So that can still be a problem. Another point or another barrier that can be brought up with that question, what is the carb, is that's a question that can be answered using a lot of scientific or more scientific terms. So while it might be easy for someone who's graduated high school or gone into college, it might be easier for them to understand. A lot of these immigrants have not been to high school, have not even had any real schooling. So trying to help them understand more technical terms can be kind of a challenge. To enhance my service learning, I will try to learn some basic Spanish skills. I don't know how well that's going to go because I'm not very fluent in another language, but at least I think it'll help them build trust with me because they'll see that I'm actively making an effort to build a relationship with them, to connect with them, and they'll trust me more. But yeah, and that's it.